everyone, welcome to another video for assignmentsastamp.com. Today is a quick tip video and I'm going to share with you the types of adhesive that I would recommend that every paper crafter have in their stash. So the first is the most obvious and usually the very first that most paper crafters purchase when they first start out, and that is a tape runner adhesive of some sort. This is a Xyron Mega Runner. This is the one that I use quite a bit. I use this one specifically because it has a lot of adhesive inside. I think I've had this one for, oh gosh, long time, and I've only had to put in 2 refills. So definitely a great adhesive. There's also some smaller ones like the Plus tape runner adhesive that you can use. Now, what you're going to use this type of adhesive for the most is when you're doing paper to paper. So if you're adhering any type of adhesive to the front of a card or any type of paper to the front of a card, covering the entire card, anything like that, you're going to want to use an adhesive like this. It's quick drying because it's already dry. You don't have to worry about it. You just press down on your paper really well and it'll adhere with no problem. The other type of adhesive that I absolutely love is Tombow Mono Multi Glue, and I love this for a couple different reasons. First of all, it has a really tiny tip. You'll have to excuse my bottle here. It's really dirty. I've definitely used it. Has a really tiny tip on one end for precision adhering, which is great for little tiny strips of cardstock or even running a line of glue and then putting a string down on it, things like that. And also has a chisel tip at the other end. So I like to use this when I need something for a larger surface area. I generally don't use this one as much because if it was a really large area, I would go ahead and use this one. But that is there for you if you need it. The other aspect that I really love about Tombow Mono Multi Glue is the multi part of it. If you put the adhesive down just on a piece of paper and let it dry, it will dry to just a tacky surface and it will be removable. So if you want to put down some letters that you can move around or kind of do some spacing or design stuff, you can definitely do that with this. So that is the Tombow Mono Multi Glue. I really love this adhesive. So another type of liquid glue that you might look into is something that will hold like buttons and embellishments, something that's even stronger than the Tombow Mono Multi Glue. Now this is a set of Claudine Helmuth Creative Mediums, and this has quite a few different things in it, but in particular I wanted to point out the matte multi-medium, the gloss multi-medium, and then the extra time slow dry medium. These 3 items right here are really great adhesives for any of those large items. Like if you want to do like a large paper flower or some resin flowers or things like that, or even some buttons, these are really great adhesives, and you wouldn't think that they would be, but they really are. In fact, the matte multi-medium is great if you're adhering dictionary paper or vintage papers to grunge board that you're going to die cut or anything like that. And I'll link to some videos on YouTube to get further instruction on this because it has some really great instruction out there, specifically from Claudine when she was at CHA a year or 2 ago. So I'll link to those with this video as well. Really great for adhesive. The other thing I really like to use, in fact I probably use it more than I would use this, is I use Glossy accents. Where's my bottle Glossy accents? Here we go. This is great for adhesive, but it's also great because it can double as an embellishment because it dries to a really glossy surface like glass. It's really great to put on top of punches or to add just a little bit of dimension to your artwork. But it's also really great adhesive. It's kind of a multi-purpose type item. It's really great. So I would suggest Glossy accents as well. I've used this quite a bit in some videos, and I'll try to link to some where I use it specifically so you can get an idea of what you can do with it. The other thing I want to talk about is foam squares. These are for adding dimension to your projects. These are really tiny. I think these are some old ones that I've had hanging around. We actually sell larger ones in the store, which I would recommend over these because it's kind of like 4 of these put together, so you get a little bit more adhesion. But if you need something smaller, you can cut those in quarters in half, so they'd be this size as well. So 3D foam squares, really great for your card making and other projects. So I hope that gives you guys some ideas on different adhesives to have in your stash. If I had to pick just two, if you're just starting out, I would go with, I'd probably go with these two, a Tape Runner and Glossy Accents, just because Glossy Accents, you really get your bang for your buck. One thing to note on this is that it does dry it really quickly. So a lot of people actually put a pin in the top of the bottle and they don't even, then they get rid of the cap. They just have a pin in there all the time. This happens to be a newer bottle for me, so it's still pretty good. It's not dried up at all. And the Tape Runner adhesive, you just get refills. And I hope that helped you guys out. I will catch you guys next time, and thanks for watching.